Merit just came out with a new tinted sunscreen, so let's try it out. My friends, I am acne prone. As you can see, I am having quite a few breakouts right now. My skin is going a little bit crazy, so there is no better time for me to try out this new skin tint. Friends, I already primed my face with the iconic London Underglow. I got a sample for Sephora because you guys know I like to try before I buy, because I try so many different foundations and skin tints. That's a lot of money that adds up. So this is my reminder to you to also go to Sephora, get your free samples. I got it in shade 20. The specs up of what the foundation claims and is supposed to be, but I believe this is supposed to be a light coverage, light to medium. I'm gonna say it's more on the light side, and I got a darker shade because I just got back from my honeymoon, so I am pretty tan right now. I'm gonna start on this side with a brush, but let me go ahead and apply it. Hoping the shade match is pretty good. Okay, so let's try it with a brush. I mean, for now, it looks pretty good. I mean, not a ton of coverage. You can definitely still see, especially the big man, peek through in here. But it's better than I thought. Like, it's definitely evening out my very pasty skin. I could have probably went a little darker. Looking in the mirror, it did blend out quite nicely, but again, not a ton of coverage, but I also am not gonna completely knock it for that because it's not claiming to be a full coverage or even a medium coverage type of product. A tiny little beauty sponge. All my big ones are in desperate need for wash. And this is probably gonna take away so much coverage, but you guys know we like to test it with a beauty sponge and a brush. And I always go over everything with the sponge anyway, just because I like the finish. Did a little more just because I feel like I really didn't get in between my brows really well. And just for fun, let's try a little bit more on the active breakouts. The more I blend, the more I'm really liking the shade of it. It definitely is flexible, okay, pretty light, but I think for myself, like the undertone of my shoulders, I'm liking it, but I'm still gonna have to bronze. I like the way it looks on the skin. I feel like it evened out the skin tone for the most part. Again, you could still see my acne, you could still see all my scars peeking through. I'm not seeing a ton of dry spots, but you can see a little bit of crusting in the nose and a little bit of slight clinging here. I'm just gonna kind of go over this with a sponge just because I do that with all my foundations once it's kind of laid down. Like, girl, you can see all of it. The redness for sure has gone down, so it's pretty decent at covering the redness, but the acne is definitely still peeking through. But I'm not hating how it's laying on the skin. I'm gonna go ahead and add on the Merit concealer on top of it and finish the rest of my face, and then we'll see how this wears throughout the day. I was gonna use this one size powder milk glass setting spray. I've really been liking this, but I don't want this to impact my review. I'm not sure about the staying power if this makes my makeup last longer, but so far it does, but I don't want to help the Merit in any way, so I'm gonna go ahead and just use this Kosas Cloud Set. And this is really good if you have oily skin. Highly recommend. I don't feel like it makes my makeup last longer, but it definitely melts my products into the skin and also helps with kind of oil control a little bit. I just feel like my pores look smoother every time I wear this. Like, these wings really got out of hand today. We'll see how long this wears. I'm gonna take Cooper on a walk. I'm gonna finish working today, so we'll have a good amount of time to do a wear test on this. Day 2 of me wearing the new Merit Skin Tint, and I do like it much better today. I think it is because I like the highlight yesterday was really highlighting my texture right here, as you can kind of see, which is not the foundation's fault. That's what highlighter typically does. Even this really light highlighter, you can see, is emphasizing a little bit of my texture, but it does look much better today. And I use my NARS concealer to cover it up, so that does a lot of a better job. I think it looks good, but I'm still not overly obsessed. Like right here, you could still see my pores quite a bit, similar to yesterday. Here, like between my forehead, you can see it. I'm gonna try and blot it a little bit Still feel like you can see my pore texture here. But I don't hate it. I'm just not overly obsessed with it as I am with some of my other skin tints where I'm like, these are amazing. It's not knocking my socks off so far, but she's not bad. Will I buy the full thing? I'm not sure, but I do like how my makeup looks today. Again, it's just more the blurring aspect for me that I just don't think it's there compared to some of my other skin tints. Day 3 of the Merit Skin Tint. I feel like it's holding up pretty well. You'll see my texture right here, but I think it looks a lot better than it did, and I haven't blotted at all. I'm still pretty oily, but for some reason, I think I have like 1 more day's use out of my Sephora sample. I think what I'm liking today is the e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder more than the Merit foundation itself, if that makes sense. Like, I don't hate the Merit skin tint, but I feel like, can I get a similar look since it is so light coverage with either drugstore skin tint or one of my other ones that I already have? Possibly. I think I'm more liking the products I layer on top of it. I'm just so far not blown away by it, and I think it's just not something I'm like, oh my god, I need to go out and buy it now, ASAP Rocky. Like, I'm pretty okay with my sample, and I'm not fearing running out. I'm not saying it's a bad skin tint so far, and I'm not breaking out, so that's great news. I just am not super blown away by it. I've been wearing it with different powders, testing it with my tried and trues and some new ones, but I don't know. And I feel like most of the time, if I don't know how I'm feeling about a foundation, that just means it's skippable. It's now time for me to wrap up my review on the Merit Uniform Skin Tint. Honestly, with trying this, I was able to get 3 or 4 days wear out of it. Like, I probably have 1 more day left. I do like the shade. I feel like it did even out my skin tone. I feel like it really felt light on the skin. It didn't break me out, so I passed that test, so that's the most important thing. Even though it evened me out, you did still see my acne peeking through. Throughout the day, I still just felt like I didn't get the blur I'm used to, even with using some of my favorite products. It just didn't sit as well as I would have hoped. Throughout it, I was just waiting to kind of be blown away. Not even blown away, I don't even know if that's the word, but it was a good solid skin tint. However, it was nothing that made me, when I saw my face in the mirror as I wore it throughout the day, there's nothing that made me want to go back to it instead of some other skin tints that I have in my collection. There's nothing wrong with this skin tint. I just didn't like the way it sat on my face personally, and I feel like my texture, you could really see it, and throughout the day it kind of sunk in, even with my other tried and true products on top of it. And that could have also just been a my skin thing, because my skin, you guys know, my texture has been a little wild these past few days. I know this is the Glow Recipe new watermelon bingsu bombs, and I really like her so far. I think I want to get other colors. Anyway, when I'm trying these new foundations, new skin tints, if they are high-end, if I can get a sample of them, I am always looking for how much do I want to go back to the store and purchase the full size. And I never really got the urge for this. I was, in a sense, not underwhelmed, just whelmed. I just don't think it's a need. Out of all the skin tints that hit the market, I feel like I'm not having good luck with high-end skin tints lately. Between this and Milk Makeup, I also didn't like very much. It was okay. I just think there are better things out in the market, either drugstore or other high-end skin tints that I prefer more. The Summer Fridays, which I think is the closest to like the Merit formula, since it has SPF and it's a little bit thicker, but I still prefer the Summer Fridays. I feel like there's a smidge more coverage, not a ton, but I like this formula better. The Maybelline Super Skin Tint, love this, ton of coverage on that. The CoverGirl Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence, I love this. And also the Fenty Stick Skin Tint, much prefer this. So I just, between all these, I would grab all of these before I would get a full size of the Merit Skin Tint. These are in my current skin tint rotation. The one that I'm currently trying and testing out right now, you will see that in my next videos. I am so far preferring this. This is only my 2nd time wearing it. You can skip it. It's just nothing too crazy in my opinion. Let me know your guys' favorite skin tints down in the comments below. Also any other skin tints you want me to try or makeup products in general. So just let me know other content you want to see YouTube wise down below, whether it's UGC, makeup, skincare, just life. Let me know down below on what you guys like watching.